Hi guys, it's Julie. Today I want to show you how to make chocolate peanut butter no-bake cookies. When I was a kid, this was like a staple in my house. We ate these all the time and they're very nostalgic to me, and I like to have them sometimes when I'm celebrating different things. So I'm going to show you how I make them. First, let's start with the ingredients. You're going to need 2 cups sugar, okay? And I just have a regular saucepan. So 2 cups sugar. We're going to put it in there. Then you're going to do 1 stick of butter. Super simple. We're just going to put it all in the same pan together. The butter doesn't have to be pre-melted or anything. It can just come right out of the refrigerator because you're going to turn on high heat anyway. Okay, then we need 1/2 cup of milk. In it goes. And we're going to need 1/4 cup of cocoa. I always use Hershey's cocoa. I don't go cheap on my cocoa. Personally, I think it tastes different, so I use the good stuff. Then the other items we're going to have, but we're not going to put them in yet. We're going to use some vanilla, some peanut butter, and some oats. Now, before I turn this on to cook, I always lay out my parchment paper because when they're hot, I need to get them immediately on the parchment paper. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to literally turn this on, and I'm going to turn it on medium heat. You have to let this cook slow. It's not something you can turn on high heat to melt that butter quick. It needs to be slow cooking. And of course, I'm going to get a fork. Now, I do put the fork through the butter a couple times, just break it up into smaller pieces. And then you're just going to start stirring. And it's going to take a little bit for it to all come together. So I'm just going to let that start heating. Well, I tell you what, have you ever signed up for something and not remember signing up for it? Well, that is me, apparently, because I got notification 2 nights ago that I had signed up for a 5-mile run. I sure did not remember doing that. I'm part of the run series here where I live. You know, we have a run series that basically has generally a 5K every 2 months, roughly. And I signed up for that at the beginning of the year for the whole race series. Now, this race is not part of the race series, so I was kind of surprised that I had signed up for it, but I guess I must have at some point this year. I just didn't remember. So I went and picked up my race packet. Generally, I can run a 5K. I've never tried to run past that. And it's not a regular 5K. It is a 5-mile, and it's a trail run. So the 5Ks I normally do are on surface, you know, paved surfaces, pretty flat. This is a trail run. Got to go through the woods in the morning. It's going to be a new experience for me. So I did go get my packet while I'm waiting for that to just start bubbling. I think the shirt is super cool. You know, here where I live in Bella Vista, we have the back 40 trail system. Generally, that's mountain biking trails. I mean, they are mountain biking trails, but you could hike them too. So it is the back 40. So the race tomorrow, you can do a 5-mile, which I'm signed up for, a 13-mile, a 20, or a 40-mile run. Oh my stars, those people doing the 40-mile. That's just super cool, because I'm not even sure I can do a 5-1. We'll see. But I'm going to be out there with the best of them. I do think their logo is kind of cool. You know, we're in Arkansas. Go Hogs. We are Razorback fans around here. So it's just very fitting. I think the picture on it is just beautiful. So I can't wait to wear the shirt after the back 40 run tomorrow. But what inspired me to kind of make these cookies today, you know, I mean, I tend to make these around the holidays or if we're celebrating something. My kids like them. I decided that I was aware of this run because my trainers had signed up. One is going to run 5 miles and the other is going to do the 20. So I was fully aware that this race was going on. I just don't remember signing up. But I was thinking that tomorrow, you know, after the race, I guess they're going to have catfish for us, which is a real treat. I mean, most of the 5Ks don't have real food after them, but they're going to have catfish. I think, ooh, that sounds good. But I was thinking for my little group tomorrow, I would bake these cookies and put them in little, you know, little packs for them, and it says congratulations on your run. I thought, man, that'd be kind of fun. So this is what I decided to make today. Now, like I said, this is starting to melt. The butter's starting to melt. You just got to let it, you got to be slow. You can't turn it on high heat. You can't do stuff like that with chocolate. It just won't turn out right. And I'll tell you another funny story. You know, I didn't do a lot of cooking when I was a kid. So, now my mom cooks, my grandma cooks, but I did not do a lot of cooking with them. So, the first time I was out on my own in college and really trying to make these cookies, I see the butter, 1 cup of butter, which is roughly 1 stick. Well, I tell you what, no, I thought it needed melted butter. That's a lot more butter when you melt butter. I never could figure out why I couldn't get my cookies. They were just like soup because I was using way too much butter. Oh, those are things you do when you start cooking. I since have figured it out. That butter is starting to melt. Once that butter melts, it'll start bubbling. Or boiling, I guess that's the proper term for it, but I'm from Arkansas. Mine bubbles. Now, I don't know that it totally calls for it, but I like to keep stirring mine. I stir it until it's finished. It is starting to boil along the edges or bubble. I want to see bubbles right in the center. It's starting, you can see it. All right, well, it's beginning to bubble. You can see it right there in the center. Keep stirring. Okay, once we get a good boil, I turn on the timer for 1 minute and start. We're going to keep stirring. Keep stirring. It's important that we don't let it burn. Now it is hot, but keep stirring. Keep stirring, stir, stir, stir. Okay, as soon as our minute is complete, it needs to boil, or bubble as I like to say, for 1 full minute, but only 1 minute. As soon as our timer goes off, I'm going to pull it directly off the heat. Okay, so it is fully boiled now. I'm going to instantly put in the vanilla. Now, the recipe calls for 1 spoon of vanilla. Tell you what, you double that vanilla. That makes it really good. I double the vanilla just about on every recipe. Then we're going to put in our cup of peanut butter. Now I have just a smidge over a cup because this was all the peanut butter that was left and I just couldn't put a little bit of peanut butter back in the cabinet. So I decided to take all of it and put it in here. Now you're just going to take this and stir it till you get a consistency. All the peanut butter is dissolved and not chunky anymore. And once I have the peanut butter completely dissolved, then I'm going to put 3 cups of oats. Now normally I put about half and stir those in and then put the second half, where it's really hard to stir all the oats in at once because they're all on top. Okay, and we're just gonna give this a good stir, and then we're gonna put our candy directly on our parchment paper. Okay, I'm out here on the trail. I had a fleeting thought. Please do not forget to hit the subscribe button. Help me out. I'm trying to grow. Bye. All right, so we've got them all put on the parchment paper. Now we just need to give them some time to harden. You know, they'll harden into the cookies that we all know and love. And then tomorrow morning, I'm gonna get up and do this wonderful 5-mile race. Maybe I'll show you some of it too. Bye.
Rainfall tapping like a secret beat. Julie and Michael on their feet. 5 miles through trails they race, so swift. Overcast skies, nature's gift. Blood splashes up with every stride. Forest whispers can't hide their pride. Running wild beneath the gray. Every breath a wordless say. Run, run through the rain they go. Feet on fire, hearts aglow. Miles of green and skies of gray. Drizzle can't wash dreams away. Oh.
Well, I just came across the finish line and got my medal. Isn't it beautiful? It is the same design that's on my shirt. I love it. So I'm so excited. I actually did the run this morning with Michael. He doesn't like to be on camera though. We completed 5 miles, not a 5K. 5K is 3.2 miles. A true 5-mile run. Now, did we run the whole thing? No. It is wet and rainy today, and on a trail run, those trails, you know, the leaves and the wet and the slick, by the time you've had all those people run it, there were some really slippery spots coming up and down the hills, so we chose to walk those. We did run on all the flat, not muddy parts. I'd say we ran about half of it, but we finished and we had a good time, especially for this to be the race that I didn't know I signed up for.